police found when they first arrived to the residence on King Road in Moscow, Idaho. And we're not really going to cover a lot of that. But what we will say is, as the police entered the bedroom, they said that they noticed a tan leather knife sheath lying on the bed. And this sheath was later processed and had a K-bar and USMC and the United States Marine Corps logo, Eagle Globe and Anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. And later on, obviously this was taken in for testing. Later on, the Idaho State Lab located a single source of male DNA that was left on the button snap of the knife sheath. Now, I'm not sure if there was other DNA located on the knife sheath at this point in time. The police still have not found the murder weapon, but there was at least one source of DNA located there. Now, for me personally, that's not enough to really convict someone or even go arrest them, but there's so much more evidence that comes out here, even just in this affidavit, that I really do believe they got the right person. The next section we're going to cover talks about two of the surviving roommates, and we're just going to use their initials to protect their privacy. Their initials are BF and DM, and something I learned from the affidavit was that I believed both of the surviving roommates had lived kind of on that first floor or basement level. However, see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying from Santa's room. DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera, which was located to the northwest of the King Road residence, I believe it's less than 50 feet away, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. And yet it says here the security camera is less than 50 feet away from the wall of Santa's bedroom. DM stated she opened her door for a third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. DM described the figure as 5 feet 10 inches or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past DM as he stood in a frozen shock phase. She stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. DM did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. How insane is that? I mean, this makes me truly believe that the murderer, most likely Brian, was after either 2, possibly 3, or even 4 of the victims. Specifically, the fact that he left 2 of the victims alive and just walked past one is so shocking to me. I don't know if he just wasn't prepared for another victim, or if there really was something that happened between him and some of the other victims. I really am not sure. Let's see, they did find a shoe print and a shoe print outside of DM's bedroom, which just proved that she was accurate in the path that the killer took when leaving. After this, there is a lot of information about the possible suspect's vehicle, and they were able to tell that this vehicle was most likely a suspect's vehicle because it was driving around between 3:26 a.m. and 4:20 a.m., all within that King Road residence area. And an officer who patrolled this specific neighborhood regularly claims that a very limited number of vehicles travel in the area during the early morning hours. Only a few cars enter and exit this area, usually during this time, and it was the same car over and over and over, seen on security footage. The suspect's vehicle can be seen entering the area. It entered 3 separate times, and then for a 4th time at around 4:04, and drove past the King Road residence at least twice there. Then, the suspect's vehicle is seen departing that area at a very high rate of speed around 4:20 a.m. And further, information and surveillance footage was pulled, and they saw this vehicle heading towards Pullman, Washington, which is approximately 10 miles saw the suspects, most likely the suspect's vehicle, at around 2:45 on November the 13th. And then they saw it leaving the area at around 2:53, headed towards Moscow. There's a lot more information about the suspect's vehicle. After the murders occurred at approximately 5:25 a.m., the suspect's vehicle was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU's campus cameras. And it kind of talks about where it last turned and was last seen. On November the 25th of the year 2022, Moscow Police Department asked area law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra. They did not have a license plate at this time. At approximately 12:28 on November the 29th, a Washington State University police officer found a white Elantra registered at WSU. There they found a license plate and found that this vehicle was registered to Brian Koberger. Still not enough really to obviously make an arrest, but a suspect's vehicle. So I don't know if this is the exact one or not. Let's see, what else does it say? It does talk about how the owner of the car, Brian, did change the plates. They were previously Pennsylvania plates, and then it was changed to Washington plates, which Brian is originally from Pennsylvania. It does talk about several traffic stops that occurred with Brian since he lived in Pullman, Washington, both with the old plates. And let's see, basically gathering video of him being in the Elantra, owning it. See what else. It does talk about several more traffic stops that occurred, several times where a license plate reader spotted his car, and then he did have several traffic stops in Indiana. And so it talks about those, and it talks about how Brian was the sole driver of the car in both of those instances, but his dad was there with him traveling back to Pennsylvania. It gives more information on Brian, saying that he is currently a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University. They learned that Brian's past education included undergraduate degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. And these records also showed that Brian wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2022. Brian wrote in his essay he had interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. Brian also posted a Reddit survey, which can be found by an open source internet search. The survey asked for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. As a part of that investigation, they did not arrest Brian right away, but instead obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilized cellular towers in close proximity to the King Road residence. After determining that Brian was associated to both the white Elantra and they got a phone number for him, they found that the phone number However, the officer writes, based on my training experience and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of investigations, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime, or turn their cellular telephone off prior to going to location to commit a crime. This is done by subjects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area where a crime has been committed. It says also, I know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of the crime. Depending on those circumstances, this can be done a few days before or for several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these types of surveillance, it is possible that an individual would not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off, since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day. Basically, it goes on about how they obtained a search warrant for his records on December the 23rd. They were able to get a search warrant for Brian's cell phone records between November the 12th and November the 14th. And they reviewed those records. There's a lot more information in here. And it basically said that at approximately 2:47 a.m., the phone that Brian had was seen leaving his residence and traveling south through Pullman. At approximately 2:47, the phone stopped reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area with no cell phone coverage, or the connection to the network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode, or the phone was turned off. Brian's phone did not report to the network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., and it was not used near their residence at King Road. So basically it's saying that his phone was off during this point in time. Honestly, I feel like leaving your phone at home, if you were to do something like that, would have been the thing that would maybe kind of like help you provide some form of an alibi or something. But the fact that your phone was turned off at that time, yeah, that's really scary. Then it talks about some other stuff about his phone, and let's see, lots of information on the phone, most likely being that in the Elantra as well, which was seen on that security footage. Then they were granted a search for Brian trash can at Brian's parents' house, and they identified a male being as the biological father of their suspect profile that matched, and at least 99.99% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. So in this case, they basically have a roommate seeing the suspect. They got his DNA from the knife sheath. They compared it with his father's. Of course, they have his DNA now as well. Gathered his cell phone records, and he had the same car that was in the area. And they have most likely found their suspect here. I think the police did a great job in this case. I think they have more than enough evidence going against their suspect here. And I'm so thankful that there has been an arrest made